This is Niagara Falls, Ontario, home of Canada's only rainforest cafe, Jim and Pam's wedding, and Niagara Falls. Hidden among these wonders of the world is none other than the world's largest indoor aviary. This incredible section of man-made rainforest is home to nearly 80 different species of birds from around the globe. From parrots to ducks to pheasants, Bird Kingdom truly has something for everybody. So join me as we explore this incredible facility. As soon as I entered the aviary, I was immediately greeted by a familiar face, the American crow. What some people don't know about crows is that they're actually one of the most intelligent species of bird. Some scientists have even hypothesized that a crow can be as smart as a 7-year-old child. As I sat with the crow, we were joined by another incredibly smart species of bird, this beautiful blue-fronted Amazon. Most parrots have what is known as zygodactyl feet, which refers to the grouping and orientation of their toes. Specifically speaking, parrots have 2 toes that face forward and 2 toes that face backwards. This particular orientation allows them to get a nice firm grip on their selected perch. While most species of parrot are capable of mimicking human speech, some of the best are the smaller species, such as the Amazons, budgies, and African greys. During my time working as a parrot trainer, I cared for a number of individuals who could talk, but by far the best was a yellow-naped Amazon named Fernando.
All right, well, Fernando loves to start off by greeting everyone. Hello! Pretty cheerful little guy.
I also used to care for an African grey named Poncho, who knew how to say his name, the word helicopter, and a fart noise. I loved Poncho. As I continued through the aviary, I came across 2 unusual feathers that extended from the foliage. They belonged to a bird I have decided to name Schrodinger, because it was simultaneously well hidden and not well hidden at all. This incredible species of bird is called a great Argus pheasant, and it is native to Southeast Asia. Male great Argus pheasants will use their long tail feathers to make an elaborate display in order to attract a mate. Scattered around the aviary were a number of these gorgeous Imperial pied pigeons, many of which were intent on preening themselves. Nestled in a nearby tree was a lone white-cheeked Turaco. The white-cheeked Turaco is native to Eastern Africa and has a diet which primarily consists of fruit. Although I thought this individual looked quite polite, back in their native range these birds are considered pests due to their fondness for eating the fruit from people's gardens. As I continued through the aviary, I came across a small flock of these absolutely gorgeous Mandarin ducks who are all perched along a railway. During my time as a zookeeper, I worked with a pair of Mandarin ducks named Bucky and Lily, and during the breeding season, Bucky would get extremely protective of Lily. Whenever I would enter their enclosure, he would defend her by nipping at my fingers and pulling at my bootlaces, and when that didn't work, he would sit on my head. Not far away from the ducks were some of the most beautiful birds in the aviary. The macaws. Although I thought this green-winged macaw was absolutely stunning, by far my favorite species that I saw was this duo of Hyacinth Macaws. The Hyacinth Macaw is native to the wetlands of Brazil, Paraguay, and Bolivia, otherwise known as the Pantanal, and they are in fact the largest species of macaw, with a wingspan of up to 5 feet. Hyacinth macaws also have an incredibly large and powerful beak, with a bite force that can rival that of even a pit bull. Unfortunately, the Hyacinth macaw has been listed as a vulnerable species due to poaching for the illegal pet trade, as well as habitat loss as a result of global warming. With global temperatures continuing to rise, the wetlands which these birds inhabit have begun to dry out, making them more susceptible to the damages caused by wildfires. With ranchers using fire as a means of clearing large sections of forest to make way for cattle and agriculture, they are finding it harder and harder to control these burns. This has led to the loss of many trees which these birds use to nest in, along with the flightless chicks who can't fly away to escape the blaze. This increase in wildfires has also caused the decline in populations of capybara, jaguars, giant anteaters, maned wolves, South American tapirs, and countless other species. Thankfully, there are organizations such as the Instituto Arara Azul, otherwise known as the Hyacinth Macaw Institute, which is working to protect the avian species of the Pantanal by building nest boxes and monitoring populations in order to ensure that species such as the Hyacinth Macaw can live on for generations to come. Not only is Bird Kingdom home to a number of large species of parrot, but it is also home to the smaller ones. Species such as this absolutely breathtaking eastern Rosella. As I watched this beautifully colored individual, I noticed them starting to approach another species. Maybe these two birds were friends. Maybe not. The other species in question was a green-cheeked conure, a South American species that is extremely common among pet bird owners. As I watched this adorable individual, they began to demonstrate why parrots don't always make the best pets for some people. Parrots are very curious by nature and love to investigate things using their very sharp beaks, regardless of their monetary value. As I reviewed the footage for this video, I noticed something interesting about this individual. They're missing a foot. Obviously, this didn't slow them down. As I descended deeper into the aviary, I noticed the species of birds I was seeing started to change. The most interesting was this silvery-cheeked hornbill. Hornbills are a variety of bird that can be found in the southern portions of Africa and southeastern Asia. The silvery-cheeked hornbill is a species which inhabits the eastern and southern evergreen forests of Africa. Hornbills are an incredibly diverse group of birds that come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. There's eastern yellow-billed, southern ground, Abyssinian, Visayan pterictic, oriental pied, Papuan, wreathed, wrinkled, rufous, black-casked, great, rhinoceros, helmeted, sumba, and knobbed hornbills. Unfortunately, 60% of these aforementioned species are either considered vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, not far away from being declared extinct. Many of these species are experiencing habitat loss as a result of deforestation in order to make way for oil palm plantations. Oil palms are grown in order to produce palm oil, an ingredient used in many processed foods. If you would like to contribute to the conservation of species such as the rhinoceros hornbill, an easy way of doing so is by avoiding foods which contain palm oil. A great way to check if your food item has palm oil in it is by using apps such as Palm Oil Scan. All you have to do is find your desired food item, open the app, scan the barcode, and then the app will provide you with the food item's sustainable palm oil rating. Myself and the hornbills of Southeast Asia will thank you. Once on the ground floor of the aviary, I began to notice a different cast of birds. Species such as this golden pheasant. Close by to the golden pheasant was a silver pheasant. Although the silver pheasant wasn't as colorful as the golden pheasant, I thought the stark contrast between the black, white, and red gave this bird a much more impressive and elegant look. Also hanging out on the ground was a solitary boat-tailed grackle and a number of hungry Scarlet Ibises. With the making of this video, I completely understand that there are going to be a few people who don't believe that animals should be kept in zoos. Now, I completely agree that there are some species which don't belong in captivity, but I also think that many people don't fully understand the benefits of zoos. In many cases, people are motivated to conserve a species when they feel a connection with it. Unfortunately, most people are either not raised by zookeepers or are unable to travel to faraway places in order to observe endangered species in their native habitats. And as excellent as programs such as Planet Earth are, there's no real substitute for feeling an elephant's skin or standing next to a giraffe. Zoos offer a place where you can genuinely connect with a number of different species without having to sacrifice your life savings. What bothers me is that the media predominantly showcases the bad examples of what a zoo can be instead of the good. So if you're concerned about the difference between a zoo that promotes the conservation of nature and the ethical treatment of animals, check its accreditation. All well-respected zoos within Canada will be certified by CASA, and all zoos that are well-respected within the United States will be certified by the AZA. So if you choose to visit one of these accredited facilities, you can be sure that their team is comprised of a dedicated and passionate staff who care deeply about the conservation and care of the Earth's species. Because of the breeding programs implemented by zoos, species such as the whooping crane, black-footed ferret, and the kakapo have all received a second lease on life. Because of zoos, the golden lion tamarin was saved from extinction. Because of zoos, the Przewalski's wild horse was saved from extinction. And because of zoos, the California condor can still fly over the American Southwest today. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. And as always, go bird or go home.